Good morning. Welcome to the King Angel Show, where together we react, learn, and discuss a wide range of topics that go from true crime, murder mystery, music, movies, culture, movie trailers, a little bit of everything. I'm your host, King Angel, your favorite variety streamer. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a live on the tubes. I missed it very greatly. Very happy to be here. I'll be honest with you. It's been pretty rough the last couple weeks. Uh, this whole work life and just like, hold on, I'm just gonna open up chat real quick on YouTube. Oh yeah, it's been pretty rough. I mean, all good though. It's not like it's anything like pressing or anything. I just opened the chat. I'm sorry. It's not anything that I can't like handle or whatever the case may be. That the company's moving and whatnot, and just a hell struggling with this whole situation. And it's like every time you look behind boxes or something, you find like a corner of shit that you didn't know was there. And it's especially finding stuff that you thought you had already thrown out, and it ends up being in a corner that you remembered all of a sudden putting there a few years ago. Yeah, it's been my last week, probably week and a half. And then between that, it's just a whole bunch of changes happening, which is always great, I guess, but it's overwhelming. I'll be honest with you. I am happy that the weather's a whole lot better now. It's not as hot as it was before, so that kind of helps out with the whole moving thing. I feel great, so I guess that's a plus too. I'm alive and breathing. That's a very big plus. And yeah, taking it step by step, day by day. I guess that would be the best way to describe this whole situation. But damn, and I don't know, trying to find time to like work on my passion. I love this. Like I love being in front of a camera. I love being able to engage with people, and I have a great time every time I'm here. Like whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on my show on Twitch, uh, it's one of my happiest moments. And it sucks when you have that, you have your passion and it's attainable, but time and life basically constricts you from being able to follow that passion. And yeah, you have to choose between surviving and following your heart and like following your dreams and shit. And sometimes that doesn't pay off, or at least that's how I view it. I don't know. Shout out to all those content creators that are able to sustain themselves with their talent. Like it's a pretty big feat. I admire that so much. I kind of wish I had that opportunity. But then at the same time, I'm very happy with what I do. I don't get me wrong. I love my line of work. I love it. I love what I do. I love the fact that I have a team, and I have to watch out with my words and my attitude and the way I carry myself, and I like that. I like that I have something to look forward to, and I like the fact that I have to keep myself in a certain, uh, let's just say, like, posture in life, because again, there's a lot of people that depend on my attitude, a lot of people that depend on my mood, on my words, what I do, what I don't do, and yeah, it keeps me on check at all times. So I love my line of work. I love what I do, but shit, dude, I just wish I had a little bit more time. It's crazy because the concept of time is just, it's weird, and I feel like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like a lot of us have lost touch with reality, and we've lost like that notion of understanding that our time in this world is borrowed. You don't own the time that you have. Like, the only time that you can claim is the past, because it's already happened. But you can't claim the future because it's the future. It's, you know, it's unknown. You don't know. Can't claim the present either, because it's also unknown as well. You know of the minute that just passed and the second that just passed, but you don't know about the minute that's to come. So yeah, I think it's taking me many years to understand that you you only have a certain amount of time on this world. It's completely undetermined. You don't have control over it. I mean, you have control over, I guess, like, some aspects, but in general, you don't really have. Hey Nate, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, you don't own your time. Your time is borrowed in this world. What you do with it and how you choose to utilize your time, that's what you have control over, not your borrowed time. 'Cause you don't know when that you don't know when it ends, and that's the reality of it. Uh, and again, I kind of feel like that concept is just, it's not there anymore. Like, I feel like there's really some people in this world that believe that they have been graced with this immortality, that it's just like they're never gonna perish, and that is the biggest lie in the world, because there's only two things that are for sure in this life. It's death and taxes. It's a very old saying, and it's still true to this day. Uh, so yeah, like, your time on this world, like, how you choose to uh, act on that time that's borrowed, uh, that's completely up to you. And I'm pretty well. Doing pretty good on, and a little overwhelmed and stressed with work and stuff, and uh, trying to balance that work life with stream life, and the last 3 weeks it's become a lot harder than what I thought. But oh well, we're here, and that's, I guess, that's the important part. But yeah, again, choose wisely who you know who you give your heart to, who you give your trust to. It's it's hard to determine, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. Just keep an eye out, keep an eye open for that. And again, just, it's that specific thing about time, and uh, it's not ours to figure out what to do. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Like, that's me every day, balancing out time. Oh, you're kind of in the same boat. Yeah, man. I'm in the. I wish, like, I admire, in a certain way, all these streamers and content creators that can do this, like, as a living. That's pretty sick. That's pretty awesome. Uh, I, on the other hand, am bound to my 9 to 5, which I love. But yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, that's where I am, trying to balance my own time, and I'm realizing that my again, the older I get, it's just the time. My time is just so precious, and it's golden, and it's it's uh it's what I do with that time is the only thing I have control over, and I'm trying to gain more control over how I utilize that. Uh, I think I think that's why I don't take naps anymore, because I haven't for a while, because it's just, I feel like I'm missing out on time, missing out on life. and I don't know. I don't want to miss out. I just it's a fear I have. I don't want to miss out on life. And this shit is getting way too hard every single day. Life, money, situation, politics, uh, fucking resentment between human beings. It's just a whole bunch of other shit, and I kind of don't want to add. I'm no longer on the screen. What happened? Oh well, that's fine. Streamlabs didn't like what I was saying, so it cut cut my camera off. That's fine. I'm only here for a little bit, so we'll watch a little bit of this National Geographic. This is only a 15-minute video. Go through it and dude, that's a huge hater. That woman and I'm like, oh, there I am again. At least got me back into uh to video mode because it took me off. All right, sorry about that rant. It's not a rant, but it's just mostly I'm feeling I don't know feeling old lately. Kind of going through my own mental like my own thoughts and figuring shit out because yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard knock life. But let's watch this video together. Ah, shit. Now that I realize it, this is the same. I think this was a video that we saw that last live I did on YouTube. But oh well, it's still pretty interesting though. So I'm still gonna leave it because it's really interesting. Oh shit, no audio. Of course, because it's Streamlabs and it's messing with me today. All right. There's always that one day. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so let's see. I apologize for that. But no audio, obviously, is a problem. All right, now we should have audio. Oh shit, still no audio? Interesting. It's crazy because it's giving. Let me see. Maybe let me change this one. And hey, let me know if you get audio on. If you can hear anything on this one. It's odd though because it's giving me audio on this end. Oh, there we go. so let's see. I believe it should work a lot better now. Again, I apologize for this. Okay. Crossing fingers.
Void of dust and gas. This gap occurs at a distance of about 1 independently of each other. Astronomers have lots of questions about what is happening inside the GW Orionis system, and there aren't a lot of answers so far. The first theory was that as the three stars spun around each other in their complex orbits, gravitational torques between them worked to tear the surrounding protoplanetary disk apart. Dr. Stefan Krauss and his...
Alright, this is actually live. That other one, we already saw it on the other live I did. It was like a month ago or some shit like that. But this one is Secrets of Space. We'll watch a little bit of this before I head out to work. Hey!
Direct evidence of effect occurring in a planet-forming disk. This demonstrates that it is possible for such disk to be warped and broken, and raises the possibility that planets could form on highly inclined orbits around multiple star systems. However, as exciting as this answer is, it isn't entirely complete. While the simulations do show that it is possible for a triple star system to throw a protoplanetary disk out of alignment, it still isn't enough to explain the unique three-banded structure of GW Orionis, or why there is a distinct gap in the ring of dust. Dr. Nienke van der Merel and her colleagues conducted a study using the Atacama Large Millimeter Array to try to get a better look inside GW Orionis. She and fellow researchers offer an alternative theory to explain the strange nature of the system. A Jupiter-sized planet, or possibly even several planets, are responsible for clearing out the gap in the system's ring of dust, and for tweaking the disk out of alignment. Dr. van der Merel said that our simulations show that the gravitational pull from the triple stars alone cannot explain the observed large misalignment. We think that the presence of a planet between these rings is needed to explain why the disk was torn apart. The clouds of dust and gas that surround the trinary star system obscure much of what is happening within, and so it'll be difficult to locate their proposed planet. But that won't stop astronomers from trying. More studies are already being planned for GW Orionis in the future to try to get a glimpse of this hypothetical new world. If it's true that there is a planet or planets in orbit around GW Orionis, it would be the very first circumtriple planet, a planet orbiting around 3 suns, ever discovered. Such a rare, unique system would become the holy grail for astronomers, offering valuable new insights into how planetary systems grow and evolve, and revealing unanswered truths about our infinite cosmos. Thank you for watching Matter. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel to learn more.
That's what I thought, and that's some Star Wars shit right there. Talking about holy grails and a planet orbiting 3 suns. Yeah, that's that Luke Skywalker scene at the end of A New Hope. Let's see what Neil deGrasse.
That there's no sign of intelligent life on Earth. Suppose, not only that, they figured out a cleverer way to communicate than radio waves and radio telescopes, a way that we have yet to invent.
The idea that humans are not alone in this universe has been around ever since we first gazed up at the stars and wondered what was out there. In a massive study completed in the last few years, astronomers found that there may be at least 36 alien civilizations within the Milky Way galaxy alone. The Milky Way is home to billions of stars.
They should come here because we need some saving. I'm just saying. I think we need a galactic interference right about now.
Intelligent extraterrestrial life. We may not even be able to recognize alien life, especially if their technology far surpasses our own capabilities. How many alien civilizations could really be out there? And if there are, how much more advanced could they be than our own? While we have not yet been able to prove that these advanced alien civilizations exist, astronomers may have stumbled upon a new trove of potential evidence, a star that may be used as an alien dump site. In 1961, the Polish-American astronomer Antoni Przybylski discovered the most unusual star he had ever seen. This star would come to be known as the Cybulski star. It is a blue star around 3.8 times larger than the mass of our Sun and is located around 355 light-years from Earth within the constellation of Centaurus in the southern skies. He noted that the spectrum produced by the star is unlike anything he had previously seen and would not match any of the spectral categories already attributed to stars. These spectrums show what elements are present within the star and can be seen by splitting the light from a star into its spectral lines. Each element and molecule within a star will give off a particular wavelength corresponding to that only of a molecule or element. So, by breaking the light from the star down into its spectral lines, astronomers can find out what elements are present within a particular star in order to classify it along with other stars. When Cybulski recorded the spectrum for this unique star, he found it interesting because it contains many exotic elements that he did not expect to see inside a star. But this was not the only feature of the star that has intrigued scientists in Cybulski. Astronomers noticed that in addition to its unusual elements, the star also exhibited some unusual movements. The Cybulski star rotates very slowly. One full rotation about its vertical axis takes nearly 200 years, which is an extremely long amount of time for a star to make one full rotation on its axis.
They had me at alien dump site. That's insane. Okay, wait.
Full rotation. This star baffled him and continues to interest other astronomers even today. They still cannot figure out how this star was able to contain all these unusual elements. To this day, there is still not a well-accepted theory as to how Cybulski's star came to contain them. The elements that were found in the spectrum of the star are considered to be rare elements on Earth. These include europium, terbium, holmium, and gadolinium, along with unusually low amounts of the metals iron and nickel, which are often...
That's exactly true. You're actually right, Nate. That's some Thor Ragnarok. I mean, just look at this. They had to take that out from one of these Marvel movies. Come on now.
Actinium. These elements all share their highly reactive nature. Many of these elements found in Cybulski's star are not stable enough to exist on Earth. As well, some of these elements are thought to not exist naturally at all, and when these elements are made in the lab on Earth, they are only able to be detected by our instruments but not really be seen by scientists, because they may exist for fractions of a second before they decay. When studying stars, astronomers do not expect to find heavy elements like this in a star, because we have never found a star that contains them, and they shouldn't be stable enough to exist within the scorching interior of a star. This has led to some interesting theories regarding the reasons for the elements being there. These theories include theoretical isotopes of unstable elements that exist on an island of stability, a neutron star, spewing heavy metals into space around the Cybulski star, and a possibility for a site that an alien civilization uses to dump their nuclear waste. First, let's take a closer look at this so-called island of stability. The heavier elements...
Alien dump site. Nuclear... Wait... Yo, this is like... This is a... We live in a Marvel movie. So we live in... This is like Star Wars shit, like we said before. This is it? I mean, I'll be honest with you. Before I'll press like... I'll unmute it, but... Space makes me feel so small and dumb. Like, I'm sorry. It's explanations like this just make me further make me realize that I don't really know anything. Like, what I know is not nearly close to all of the information that's actually out there about everything. I mean, just look at this. I mean, I'm still stuck on the alien dump site and like the whole talk of like aliens and civilizations and all that. I love the subject. I love the fact that there's just so much out there that we don't know. There's two specifically that just information just keeps adding to it because we are discovering things consistently about it, and that's space and deep sea. I mean, what is it? I recently read human beings have only discovered what is it, like a 9 or 10% of what is actually in the sea. I mean, you can quote me. I that percentage could be wrong, but the last time I read, it was something like within that number. And if you really think about it, how vast and deep the ocean is, that's nothing. 9 or 10% of discovering what's actually down there, that's not really a big number. in space, I mean, we're consistently discovering new things, and it freaks me the fuck out.
Technologies may be utilizing an energy source that we don't even know of yet. Theoretically, all of the elements that are found in Cybelsky's star could have been the byproduct of nuclear fusion that aliens may use as an energy source to power their planet. It may not be as crazy as it seems. There have been multiple scientists in nuclear physics who supported the idea of sending the nuclear waste that we create into the sun for its disposal, although this has never been done. As of now, only a small fraction of the cosmos has been explored by humans, and there is so much more out there waiting to be found. And as long as there are new things to discover in our universe, scientists will continue to explore and discover. It is inevitable that they will find incredible objects that seem to defy our current understanding of nature, and it'll be up to them to think of new theories to explain these events and connect them to what we know about the nature of the universe. Of the 3 theories we covered in the video, which do you think is the closest to the actual truth? Or do you have a different theory of your own that might be able to explain why the Cybelsky?
Yeah, I think it's like 5 to 10% of our ocean. And yeah, you're absolutely right. We know more about space than we know about the deep sea. There are I read that there are points on Earth that the ocean is so deep that it's I read like they were describing how pitch black it is down there, and it's was like I read it was like negative something. It's like it's completely dark in the deep sea. So yeah, the Mariana Trench is like 7 miles deep. Yep, that and dang, what's it called? It's there's another point that's it's like it's I think it's even deeper than that, and we've only discovered a small little fraction of it. That's insane. Like, just think about all of those, all that sea life that lives down there. You know, all those bioluminescent creatures that, I mean, we have absolutely no idea what's down there at all, and that scares the living crap out of me. I mean, if seeing a shark in and of itself already causes that, imagine just all those creatures that human beings have no idea exist, because that's 100% true. There's things that, oh look, they're talking about it right now. So what, the ocean is 2 times larger
than 10,000 degrees Kelvin, which is over 17,000 degrees Fahrenheit, while our sun only burns around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit at it.
Dude, and Nate, could you imagine like pterodactyls and all, and like a whole bunch of like what was like dinosaurs? They're all like in the deep sea now. Hey, we don't know, so it could well be that. You could actually be 100% correct. There could be creatures roaming in the deep sea that are millions of years old, and we have no idea because we've just never discovered it. That's insane. And what's even more insane is that it's still gonna take us a long time. Not that long, but it'll take us long enough to be able to fully discover what's really down there. I mean, if we're only at a 5-10% now, could you imagine like what 50, 60, 100 years from now when technology has, if we are to survive, obviously, but if that would be the case, getting to that point and, you know, being at a so advanced technologically that we can finally see what's down there. I've always found pretty interesting that James Cameron documentary, when he goes, he doesn't even go that deep down, and it's already pretty chilling and creates a lot of anxiousness seeing him go so deep in there in that it's like a little submarine, and it's him with it's a fellow scientist or another scientist, something like that, a fellow. It's so interesting. I thought it was pretty great. Shout out to James Cameron for doing that. I wouldn't even think about it. All right, let's see what this is about.
Down on the surface, Kelt 9b is extremely hot. It can reach daytime temperatures around 4,600 degrees Kelvin, which is equal to 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. To put that into perspective, the coolest stars only burn at 2,500 degrees Kelvin, which is just over 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. When astronomers compared the surface temperatures to the stars in the observable universe, they found that Kelt 9b is hotter than 80% of all the stars. Our Sun is one of those 20% of stars that burn hotter than Kelt 9b, with its temperature soaring to over 5,750 degrees Kelvin, which is nearly 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But how can a planet be hotter than the majority of stars in our universe? And what has caused this planet to grow to be this incredibly hot? It turns out that astronomers found that there are a few reasons for Kelt 9b's sweltering surface temperatures. One of these reasons for the scorching daytime temperatures is purely based on the distance that it orbits its star. Think about the planet closest to our Sun, Mercury, which is one of the hottest planets in our solar system purely because of its proximity to our Sun, with its daytime temperature maxing out at almost 8 times the hottest temperatures we have measured on Earth. The surface on Mercury can reach temperatures of over 800 degrees Fahrenheit, which is still extremely hot even if it's much cooler than Kelt 9b. But Kelt 9b orbits its star much closer than Mercury does. In fact, it orbits 10 times closer. This means that Kelt 9b is being blasted with light from its star constantly. This light strikes the surface and heats up its atmosphere to a great degree. But if those are the only factors that are causing this planet to heat up, the surface would not reach the temperatures that it does. So there must be something else that contributes to the extreme temperatures that astronomers see on Kelt 9b. Not only does Kelt 9b orbit extremely close to its star, it also is locked in a tidal orbit with it. An object in a tidal orbit will rotate at a rate so that as it orbits around the star, the side that faces the star is always the same. This is the same type of orbit that our moon has with the Earth. If you look at the moon on a clear night, you will always see the same side of it. This means that Kelt 9b has a side of it that is permanently day and a side of the planet that is permanently night. The daytime side of the planet is receiving all of the heat from the star without having a break to dissipate some of that heat out into space. But there is one other factor that adds to hot temperatures on the surface. Kelt 9 is a star larger than our Sun, and similarly to our Sun, it doesn't only emit visible light. There are other forms of light that this star produces in the form of radiation that Kelt 9b is exposed to. Like all stars in our universe, Kelt 9 undergoes nuclear fusion in its core, producing enormous amounts of energy and blasting light out in all directions around it. This light includes many different wavelengths, including visible and ultraviolet light. So not only is Kelt 9 being bombarded with heat from its star, but it also is getting blasted with ultraviolet light. It is this ultraviolet, or UV light, that causes this gaseous giant to increase in heat even more and is slowly evaporating the surface. Astronomers were able to discover all of this information about Kelt 9b and what makes it so hot using data gathered from the shadow as it orbits around its star. The instruments that they are using now were not built with the intent to study the atmosphere and properties of different planets in the universe, but tools that are more tuned for this use have been in the minds of scientists for some time. And as the hunt for more exoplanets and the need to know more about them grows, new instruments that can probe deeper into these planets will be built. Extreme planets exist out in the cosmos, and trying to find and identify as many as possible is the dream of many astronomers. As they delve deeper into the corner of our universe, astronomers keep finding objects that are more unbelievable than the last. The more that we learn about the universe, the more it shows us that there is still much more out there yet to be discovered, and that we can't always predict what is going to be found. Join us again to discover more marvelous things about the universe all around. If you watched all the way to the end, we want to say thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you won't miss any of our future videos.
There's something mysterious
Dude.
lurking
Oh,
in
wait.
the depths of space.
Sorry. Wow. It's hot there. Wow, that's really hot. Like, holy shit. The fact that only one side of that star gets like extreme light from the planet that it's orbiting around, as opposed to like the other side that it's just completely shadow. So it's one side is always daytime, and then the other side is always like nighttime. It's insane. I struggled with math in like school and college, and these great minds are just like discovering these things like wow. I feel again. I sometimes it just makes me feel so small in a good way. Like in this case, it's not like not in a bad way. Like I am fully aware that there are many people in this world that are like complete like geniuses and can figure out like using like math and physics and quantum physics. Like have you ever seen like an explanation of quantum physics, quantum mechanics? I saw a video the other day about it, and it was supposed to be like a easy explanation. I had to watch the video like 4 times because it's a very I guess in my eyes, it's complicated. It's a complicated subject to even try to learn about. Dude, and there's people that do this for a living, and that's like their whole thing, the curiosity and wanting to explore and wanting to know more, and whatever they know up until this point is then expanded even more because they learn other things. And that's the beauty of science. It's ever changing, and the theories that once existed could well be debunked right now, or there could be things added to it, new discoveries made because of that I guess base explanation of it that was researched and analyzed a long time ago, is now used and, like I said, expanded on, and we have all of this new information and technology, and these machines that are created, spacecrafts, and all this. It's again what the human mind is capable of. It's mind blowing. It really is. It's pretty mind blowing. I mean, just the fact. Well, I'm using my phone right now, but I mean, the fact that we have a device in our hands that can not only communicate us with the world, but we have instant information and knowledge right at our fingertips. Like, think about it. That's insane. Back in the day, people lost their lives, traveling from one point to another. It was a trek. It was a whole thing. Now you get on an airplane and you're at your destination in a few hours. Something that used to take months, we've achieved it in a few hours. Maybe in the future it'll be even less time. Like, think about it. There's just so much that technology has added to us that we've grown accustomed to it. But if you really think about it, like, it's insane. Tell someone 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago that we would have had an iPhone right now, that we would have had a cell phone, a tablet that's connected to something called the internet that connects everyone around the world instantly. They would have laughed. they used to write comic books about that, and they used to make like movies, and that was like the future, and people were and they were scared about the future, and it was so unknown and all this, and yeah, this is the reality. I love it. Yeah, you'd be thrown in prison. They'd think you were crazy. What? Heresy. Jail. Take him out. He doesn't know what he's talking about. They'd accuse you of being a wizard or a witch or some, whatever the case may be, and you would have had bad things happen to you. And that's our reality now. You have something in front of you that, like, literally, the fact that I am speaking into a camera and there's people actually watching me, that in and of itself should be something to be admired. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, you feel me? The human mind, and when it's used for good, or what it's capable of. And I find that so fascinating. That's why I find like science so fascinating, and like anything that has to be anything related to learning and like knowledge and things, because there's just so much in this world that we know about, we don't know about, that we're currently discovering, and that's so awesome to me. It's so awesome. Yeah, maybe I'm old. Yeah, you'd be thrown into prison or in the nut house. Shout out squirrel. But yeah, you'd be thrown in a jail because they'd think you were crazy. What? That the future there's gonna be something that, come on now. You're talking crazy. And yet here we are. I mean, they've built devices and machines to be able to send them out into space so that we can learn what's out there. Wow, my cat's snoring. That's crazy. All right. Nate, I appreciate you being here. Everyone else, if you were watching me, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'm going to head off to work. Another day, another dollar, like they say. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I will be live tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In regards to that, last week, I wasn't able to get it. And it's been so weird because it's been like the month of October, and I was so looking forward to this month. I love Halloween, and I love like everything that has to do with like horror, and it had to be the month where everything just started accumulating, and it's just, again, nothing I can't handle. Thank life, I can handle it, and it's all good, but it's still fucking overwhelming and stressful, and I so wanted to do so many other things in regards to Halloween. But I will be live tonight, 7 p.m. We're going to do the Shining analysis. I was going to do it on Saturday. I was going to do it last week too, but again, life. But I am going to do that at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live on Twitch. Yeah, catch me on the tubes. I'm going to try to do this a lot more frequently. I'll try my hardest. Even if it's for a short period of time. I think it's only like half an hour or something like that. You as well, Nate. Hope you have a great day. But yeah, become a Patreon member, $2 a month. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me. Follow me on Twitch. Join the Discord. That's highly important. That's trying to build a community of like-minded individuals interested in topics that I cover on the show. We watch movies together. We listen to albums. A whole bunch of things. But I am trying to grow that community, so add yourself to it. All those links are in the description box. Or you can, I think it's on the right-hand side as well of the main chat of the my main channel. You can find all the links there. And yeah, I'll see you on the flip side. Take it easy. Have a great day. This is the King Angel Show. Peace.